Hi, I'm Dale Corpus, a senior transition specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm also part of the sandwich generation, which means I'm balancing family life while supporting my aging parents, just like many of you watching. In today's episode, we're talking about downsizing and specifically the most common mistakes I see adult children make when helping their parents through this emotional and often overwhelming process. If you're preparing for a move or even thinking about it, this is one you'll want to stick around for. Let's dive in. When we say downsizing, it often sounds like a real estate task: clean out, pack up, and sell the house. But the truth is, it's an emotional minefield. Your parents' home isn't just a building, it's a lifetime of memories. The chair where dad always sat, the kitchen table that hosted 30 years of family dinners, the photo albums tucked away in closets, and yet many adult children jump into the process thinking they're just getting it done. That's where problems start. Let me share a story about a fictional family, but very relatable. Family in Alameda County, the Changs. After their mom had a fall, the adult children decided it was time for her to move into assisted living. They were united in the decision, but divided on how to get there. The oldest son flew in from out of town for the weekend and said, "We need to move fast. Let's just start clearing everything out." They brought in a dumpster, tossed out old books, mismatched Tupperware, even a few family keepsakes. Mom was devastated. She felt like everything that made her feel safe was being erased. That weekend sparked a major family argument and delayed the move for months. One of the biggest mistakes is trying to downsize in a weekend. Look, I get it. Time is tight, emotions are high, and siblings are flying in and out. But speed comes at a cost. For seniors, letting go isn't just about stuff, it's about identity. When we rush, we rob them the chance to process the change. Solution? Start early, set realistic timelines, break the house into zones. Even 1 to 2 hours a week can go a long way toward progress without overwhelm. Another mistake I see: well meaning family members throwing away things without asking. What looks like a junk drawer to you might hold deep meaning to your parents. Or maybe that chipped teacup in the cabinet, it belonged to their mother. It might be the only thing they have left of her. Solution? Use the tell me the story method. Before tossing anything, ask, "Can you tell me about this?" That question builds connection and helps everyone sort out what really matters. When adult children make all the downsizing decisions for their parent instead of with them, it backfires. Even if your parent has cognitive challenges or mobility issues, involving them in the process builds trust and reduces resistance. Solution: give them choices. Let them decide which items come with them. Create a memory box of essentials for their new space. Small decisions help restore a sense of control. Downsizing isn't a solo job. From logistics to emotional support, it requires a team. But many families try to do it all themselves, often while juggling careers, parenting, and other obligations. This leads to burnout, resentment, and sometimes incomplete transitions. Solution: get help. Bring in a senior move manager or downsizing professional. Work with a senior transition specialist like myself who can coordinate the real estate side, the move, and even connect you to estate sale partners or junk haulers. You don't have to go it alone. I've seen families wait until a medical crisis forces a move. That's when downsizing gets frantic, emotional, and much harder than it needs to be. Solution: downsizing doesn't have to mean move right now. It can simply be a way to declutter with purpose. The sooner you start, the more options you'll have. As a senior transition specialist, I offer more than just real estate help. I help families create a plan, one that balances logistics with compassion. I listen to what your parent needs, what the family dynamics are, and what your timeline is. I also have trusted partners across Contra Costa, Alameda, Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, and Solano counties who can assist with professional organizing and packing, donation pickups and junk removal, estate sales and sentimental sorting, moving coordination and setup in the new home. And if the home needs to be sold, we'll talk about the right path, whether that's a traditional listing or a private as is sale. You don't have to figure this out on your own. That's what I'm here for. Downsizing isn't just about moving out, it's about moving forward. When done right, it can be a liberating and even joyful experience. When done wrong, it can create stress, family conflict, and unnecessary delays. If you're preparing for a senior move or just know it's on the horizon, let's connect. Schedule a free consultation with me by clicking on the Calendly link located in the video description box below. Learn more about my services at www.simplifyseniortransitions.com. DM me on Instagram anytime at soldbydale. And don't forget my podcast, Simplify Senior Transitions, has even more tips, stories, and expert interviews to guide you through this journey. You can find it right here on my YouTube channel or any other major podcast platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you found this episode helpful, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone navigating this with their own family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.